Buckle in, folks. It's the month of madness. Not only that, a Sydney King is now making his mark as a Washington Wizard. Hello and welcome to another massive edition of Fox Sports Lab NBA. I'm Ben Dixon, your host, and riding shotgun is Ja Morant, our two NBA experts, Jaymz Clements and Jack Heverin. Too soon, boys?
Another week of Jar jokes. When is it going to end?
At least he's playing this week. That's good.
Well, that is a positive. And coming up, we revel in March Madness. We'll celebrate our latest Aussie in the NBA and the big calls on this weekend's big games. It's the most glorious time of year, and I say that because when college basketball in America takes centre stage, guess who gets excited? Jack Heverin, because I've never seen someone in a production meeting get so up and about. But what is so enthralling about this?
Everything. Where would you like to start? College kids throw sickies and don't study for exams. People have days off work. They spend months on their brackets. It's just cool, and you don't even really need to know a lot about college basketball to get involved in March Madness. The thing I love most though, James, every game is an elimination, so there's no best of threes or fives. If you have a bad day, that's curtains.
How good are knockout tournaments? It's the best part. Your hopes can be uplifted and then dashed quick as you like, and it's the best part of it, I think, is the, as you hit on there, Jack. What about having kids just not wearing a shirt for like a month straight, just, painted with the school colours. It's chaos. I absolutely love the pageantry and just the hype around March Madness each year. And as you said, you don't really have to follow college basketball that closely. You just get swept up in the madness.
Well, I jumped in because you walked in with no shirt on today. You were up and about for the madness. You just had your blazer on. I'm going to ask you, James, because these college basketball tournaments, do they lift the prospects of draft hopefuls? Like, is this the go-to?
It is, because, look, this is basically the pointy end of what your college career will be if you are like a one-and-done prospect in the NCAA, that sort of stuff. What it does is really sort of just solidify teams' opinions of you, and it's like, oh, he stepped up on the big stage. They stepped up when it mattered. They carried their team at least to the Sweet 16 or something like that. So what it really does is sort of just at least kind of coalesce your vibes on a player more than anything else. You go, yes, they can thrive under pressure. And if someone bottles it, it's not a complete disaster. But you can actually sort of step up and sort of actually boost your draft stock as well. We saw it last year with Johnny Davis, with Wisconsin and stuff like that. The problem is, you got to be really careful if you're an NBA team when you're watching that, I think. You got to go, hang on a second. Yep. How much scouting have we put in? How much work have we put into this guy? Are we actually going to draft them? Are we being sold a false bill of goods just because they went absolutely ham in the NCAA tournament? Johnny Davis, I'll keep throwing him under the bus. But the thing is, you look at like the sort of the NCAA prospects coming out this year. You've got Brandon Miller, you've got Nick Smith Jr., those sorts of dudes. They can sort of help boost themselves up just that little bit, Jack. Like, I think it's not the best class this year, but it's still pretty fun to watch.
Can I borrow one of James's lines?
You can.
Could they boost up the draft? Will they? No. Mainly because I think the top two are absolutely locked away. But I think if you're watching as a fan, I think you know that with Miller or Smith Jr. at 3 or 4, you're going to get a real blue chip prospect.
So I push back on this with this because Brandon Miller has been so good for Alabama, and Alabama have looked pretty impressive. He could pretty easily just be like the, in the eye of the beholder. He was the last thing we saw. Like, Scoot Henderson's been shut down in the G League. Brandon Miller's out there for a 1 seed, absolutely crushing into this tournament. If they go on to win it, you might just go, oh, we like the sort of upside of a Brandon Miller. He's got the length, he's got the shooting, he's got the size. He's the exact sort of prototype for like a Jason Tatum-esque kind of dude, right? And if somebody talks themselves into it, then it's like, oh, wow, we saw him do it at the tournament. We saw him step up when it mattered for Alabama. He might just scoot ahead of Scoot Henderson.
Pardon the pun. Jack, who's your favourite college team to watch?
I like Alabama. This time around, I like them. They're the #1 seed for a reason, so I haven't exactly jumped off a building here, but they are the best offensive team in the Sweet 16 and now the Elite 8. Defensively, they're pretty strong as well. I think they're going to be pretty hard to beat, James.
Yeah, I like looking at Houston, another 1 seed. Yeah, a bit of a rough one, but give me the Spartans, Michigan State. What does it go? January, February, Izzo, April. That's what he does. All he does is take Michigan State, the Spartans, to basically into as far as he can in March. And I love it. Let's go Michigan State.
Well, I'm telling you, two boys are up and about. What a fast start, and may the March Madness continue.
Well, not a bad week in the life of Aussie Xavier Cooks. From back-to-back NBL titles to NBA debut inside 7 days. James, what does the future look like for X and the Wizards?
I don't know, Jack. This is one of the great questions, I think, of this. I don't know, the end of the NBA season. How much run are we going to see for the NBL MVP with this Wizards? He's a Wizard now, Xavier. I'm excited to see, though. This is the thing. When it comes to the Wizards, they do have like a sort of glut of dudes who are his size as well, right? They've got Kyle Kuzma, you've got Denny Avdija, you've got high lottery picks as well, sort of playing that position. I'm fascinated to see how they use him, right? Like, because in terms of his shooting, Jack, it's not quite there. We didn't see it really on show in the NBL that much in terms of the outside stuff. So you're going to expect what? A lot of hustle, a lot of grit.
Downhill.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of defense, a lot of transition, because look, he's a rebounding machine at his position, and I think you'll see him play basically a bit of the 3 and 4 in the NBA. And he does have that sort of swing body, I think, for the NBA, so he could actually carve himself out a nice little niche. But how's that contract, Jack?
4 years, $6 million. It's a lot more than he was earning at the Kings. I'll give you the tip. What about the Wizards, though? They're a little bit wobbly at the moment, and play-in's just around the corner. Does he lose some court time in favour of some of the others you mentioned, or do they stick with him?
I'll tell you what, if they've got 9 games left, they don't have a giant amount of time to turn this ship around. They're 2.5 games back behind Chicago for the last play-in spot at the moment. This actually probably works in Xavier Cooks' favour though, right? If they lose another 2, basically it's pack her up time. We'll play the young dudes. That includes Xavier Cooks. We might see him get more than the 6 minutes he got against Delhi and the Kings. He got his first 2 rebounds. Let's get some points out there. That's what I see from him. So I'm excited either way. Hopefully he'll get out there.
Very cool that he got to play his first game against Delhi as well. Good luck, Xavier. We are all right behind you. Well, this is typical James, because I asked you to come back with your NBA team of the week, and in typical James fashion, you come back with 2. Why?
Well, I can't just settle with 1. We've got 2 absolute belters at the moment. Jack, let's start with the Sacramento Kings. Fire the laser. That's all I want to hear. Fire the laser. This is the best offense in the NBA. But I'll tell you what, I just love their little road trip that they had. They went, I think, essentially, they win 3 of them. It doesn't really matter. I'm kind of like, let's go with this entire Kings vibe of just run it down their throats. We're just going to go in transition. We're going to build around Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, play with speed, play with force, and just blow teams off the floor. This is the best offense we've seen. 123.1 points per game post All-Star. That is absolutely unreal. 11-4 is their record since the All-Star break. They are flying. They are one of the most fun teams to watch as well. Fingers crossed they end up with a top 2 seed in the West. They're going to fight with that 2-3 spot. Hopefully they just stay ahead of Memphis, and they could really make some noise in the playoffs. I love this Sacramento team.
I think a lot of people do. First winning season since 05-06. They're one of the great stories of this season. What about the 76ers, though? We talk a lot about winning form being good form. They are on fire right now, Philly.
They did rip off that 8-game win streak, Jack.
They did.
And then they ran into a wall against the Bulls.
I know. I should have said they lost in double OT. Double OT.
Absolutely brutal. But the thing is, like, this is the key for the Sixers. It's very simple. It's all about 3rd best offense, 6th best defense. If you're top 6 in both, you are a legit, elite NBA team. You are a legit contender. And I don't think until this year we could properly say that about this Sixers team. And they look like a better all-round team than they have before. I'm loving it.
They don't want for anything, do they, Philadelphia? They are a team to watch, but Sacramento, no doubt, have been phenomenal. Just pick one team next week. That'd be fantastic. We're looking forward to seeing how both of these teams fare on the run to the playoffs. It is going to be Sunday Fun Day, James. I know it's one of your favourite sayings. The Nuggets are hosting the Bucks. This is a monster. Tell us all about it.
This is going to be absolutely awesome, Jack. I'll tell you that much, because what is this? Number 1 in the West, number 1 in the East. I absolutely love this matchup as well, because the key aspect here for me, you've got the 2 big men in the middle. You've got, not Giannis, Brook Lopez, the surprise bolter. Whack. For Defensive Player of the Year. Just keep an eye on that one, just saying. But with Brook Lopez manning that middle, you've got Giannis and his size as well. Being able to throw those 2 dudes at Nikola Jokic, the presumptive 3-time MVP, he's not favoured anymore, just saying. I think this is going to be fascinating to see how the Bucks combat Joker and his playmaking, right? He's always in the middle, throwing the ball out to Jam and Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. and co. But the Denver defense has dropped off a cliff in the last sort of 3-4 weeks. This Milwaukee team is an absolute juggernaut. Their defense is cruising along, just absolutely smashing teams, but their offense is just getting a little bit better and better and better as they've incorporated Joe Ingles, incorporated Jake Crowder, and you're just sort of watching Chris Middleton. That's the key. He's getting healthier each game. This Milwaukee team are an absolute juggernaut, and I'm loving it. So I can't wait for this game, very
Hit
clearly.
us with a same-game multi.
Same game multi for this one, Jack. I'll tell you what, I'm going massive with my man Giannis. There's no one on this Denver team that can slow him down. 40-plus points for Giannis. I'm going to go Brook Lopez. He's going to back him up with the 20-plus. He's going to go to town on the Joker. Trust me right there. But there is the key. Nikola Jokic. If they can limit him, I think they will. I think we're going to go 15, 15, 15 for Joker. That's a 15-point, 15 rebound, 15 assist, triple-double. But they're going to lose. Milwaukee going to win this one on the road. They're a great road team. Denver are great at home. This is a matchup not to miss.
Cannot wait for it. Bring on Sunday. Sunday fun day. It's going to be a ripper.
The betting brand for sports fans. That's better. Gamble responsibly.
It's our favourite time of the week. This is the big call. James, I'm going to start with you. We know the Warriors have a superb home record, but does that mean they can hold off a rampaging Joel Embiid and 76ers on Saturday?
Can they? Yes. Will they? Also, yes. Look, this is a great matchup for the simple fact the Warriors are one of the best home teams in the NBA. We know that. They're a horrible road team, don't get me wrong there. But the Sixers on the flip side are a great road team as well. Weird matchup because you've got Joel Embiid in the middle for the Sixers. There's no one on that Warriors team that can really sort of match him for the size. They've got Kevin Looney, they've got Draymond Green. It's going to be tough to contain Embiid. I think this is a classic game though where the Sixers basically we see Embiid go off the chain. James Harden maybe struggles from the perimeter a little bit, ekes his way to a pretty inefficient kind of game, and the Warriors just get over the top of him because they've got Steph, they've got Clay, and no one in this Sixers backcourt really fills me with a giant amount of confidence in being able to slow down this Warriors backcourt at all. Like this Sixers backcourt in terms of the defense, Tyrese Maxey, Harden, no thanks. So I'll tell you what, laying on that Embiid vibe, 35 plus points. He's going massive. 12 plus rebounds, 4 plus assists. He'll be the fulcrum of that team. Give me Harden for 20 plus points as well. He'll get there, but it'll take him 19 shots. 10 assists maybe as well. Steph though, 5 plus threes, 30 plus points, Golden State win. What do you reckon, Jack?
76ers for me. I think you're looking at my notes over here because no one can stop Joel Embiid. He's making a massive charge toward the MVP. So Golden State have not got a big man capable of stopping him. Only way this happens, Dicko, is if the Warriors shoot 45% plus from outside, which they can do. If anyone can do it, it's the Warriors, but 76ers for me.
All right, Jack. Now, Josh Giddey's Thunder. Can they curtail Man Mountain, Anthony Davis and the Lakers on Saturday?
Josh Giddey has got that thing on a string right now. He is doing anything that he wants. But I think the three most important letters for the Thunder are SGA. He's averaging 31 points a game at the moment. He's going off. So I like OKC in this one. I know most people probably won't. I'm with the Thunder. Winning form's good form.
I've actually laid with the Thunder as well because they are absolutely flying. They got past the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard couldn't get a shot off to win that game. He got put in the torture chamber. Did you like that one, Jack? The torture chamber. Lou Dort. I love him. But this is going to be a huge one because, again, we just talked about size and like the Warriors being able to slow down Joel Embiid again on the Sixers. The thing is, on this OKC team, they've got no one who can stop Anthony Davis. Thing is, no one can stop Anthony Davis anyway, so whatever. What I love about this Thunder team is that they can stop everybody else. They've got the Jalen Williamses. They're both named Jalen. They're both named Williams. There's 2 Jalen Williamses. There's 2 of them. I love it. They're multiplying. But the key to this one is SGA. He's going to go absolutely ham against this Lakers team, and especially this Lakers defense, which has been pretty good since February 1st. But I think this OKC team is absolutely flying. They have a chance to get to 5th in the West at the moment. They could fight all the way. Like, they're not just like a fringe playoff contender. They're a legit playoff contender now behind Josh Giddey and SGA. So for this one, I'd be leaning on Anthony Davis going for that 30 and 12 that he sort of tends to always put up. And give me SGA. He's going to go absolutely massive. 35 plus points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Josh Giddey, the mop-top Mamba. I love him. Give me some Josh Giddey. Giddy up. I'm going to go 18 plus points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists for the mop-top Mamba himself. And OKC win it.
All right, James, I'm going to stick with you. Can the Kings crank up their offense and run over the Jazz at home in Sacramento on Sunday?
They can and they will. So this is it. Can they? Yes. Will they? Also yes, because I love this Sacramento team. Fire the laser. Let's go. Fire that beam. I want to see the Souvlaki King, Domantas Sabonis with 15 plus points, 15 plus rebounds, 8 plus assists, just falls short of the triple-double. De'Aaron Fox is the key here, though. These teams played this week. Jazz muscled them sort of out of things. It was on the road, though. Give me the Kings at home. De'Aaron Fox, 35 plus points. He's going to go huge. I love De'Aaron Fox. He's too fast for this Jazz team. Their defense has fallen off a cliff. 35 plus points for Fox, 6 assists. The Souvlaki King, as I said, 15, 15 and 8. Sacramento win. What do you reckon, Jack?
Yes, yes, and yes. 121 points a game. That's what the Kings are averaging at the moment, let alone the big numbers that they're putting up in their big wins as well. I just think defensively, James, there's nothing there from Utah that can get anywhere close to them. So I'm glad that all of your multis have got offensively minded numbers because the Jazz are going to put up a big one. The Kings, I should say.
All right, that was the big call. And just there was 4. Can they and will they? His signature call, as I said. But awesome work, Jack and James. Thanks for joining us today. And don't forget to subscribe below and follow us on socials. And we'll see you again next week.
The betting brand for sports fans. That's better. Gamble responsibly.